Hi everyone, my name is Nice Vieira and welcome to my YouTube podcast, It's Not That Complicated. I chose this name just because I always tend to complicate my life and over-analyzing things, so it couldn't be more fitted. Anyways, for my new, because the first one doesn't count. The first video was a presentation video. It is new, but I will count this as first YouTube podcast video because it's the one with actual content on it. So for this YouTube podcast, I will be commenting on Jubilee's video that they uploaded like a couple of months ago, and it's called Is WAP a Feminist Anthem? And I really wanted to talk about it because I really liked the video and I wish I was there to give my take on it. They made like 6 statements and they asked all these different rappers from different backgrounds to say if they agreed or not. Like it had multiple options. They have strongly disagree, somewhat disagree, somewhat agree, and strongly agree. And out of those 6 statements, I will only be talking about three of them. I'll only be talking about 3 of them because the other 3, I think they were more directed to the rap industry, and because I'm not in it, I cannot give a correct answer or answer based on facts. I don't know. It's just not fitted because I'm not in the rap industry. So let's get started. The first statement that I want to give my take on is rap should only send meaningful messages. I disagree with this. I strongly disagree. I think artists should be free to talk about everything they want to talk about. Like talk about their reality, talk about love, talk about women, talk about drugs, talk about struggles. We don't ask pop artists or rock artists to only send uplifting messages. So why are we being so hypocritical and ask rappers to do it? It doesn't make any sense. You let other artists be free to do whatever they want to do, but rappers, they should be fitting in the box. And I think the reason this is happening is because rap is becoming so mainstream. Yes, it's becoming mainstream, but that doesn't mean that now because it's mainstream, they need to start talking about being like motivational speakers or something like in their songs. Like whatever they want to do, they should be doing. Like they should be free to do whatever they want to do. Even if it's becoming mainstream, because I guess people are afraid that kids will have more access to this type of songs, of rap songs. And I understand, but it's not the rappers or artists' job to raise children. So if you don't want your kids to listen to a type of music, then take off the TV, take off their cell phone, or just be present and say, this is just a song. It doesn't mean you should act on it. It doesn't mean you should do drugs. It doesn't mean you should steal. It doesn't mean you should be on a gang. It's just a song, Just be present. Like we've been listening to all types of messages in music, and we are still here. Yes, the world isn't perfect, but nobody had complaints before. Why are we complaining now? It just doesn't make sense. I think it's just because rap is becoming mainstream, and I think certain people, some haters, are trying to bash on hip hop, on rap. And to me, that's just not right. Second statement, which is basically the name of this video, is WAP a feminist anthem? It's a little tricky, this one, just because I think I somewhat agree, or I agree, in the sense that if you were to make a compilation of songs or a mixtape or whatever of feminist anthems, I think WAP should be there. I'm not saying it should be the first song or the last to close it off, but it should be in the middle. You know, like here's why I think WAP should be considered one of many feminist anthems. Because to me, the most perfect one, but this is a bias because I'm a Beyonce fan, is Run the World. That's a badass feminist anthem. That should probably be the first song in the compilation or the one to close it off. But WAP should be there, but just like in the middle of the other songs. Just because I think people are hating on WAP because it's a woman, or in this case, two women, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, saying what they want to do with a man and what they want the man to do to them. They're taking power. Like, I grew up with Lil Wayne singing Lollipop. We all know what Lollipop song is about. It has a sexual connotation. It's not actually lollipop, people. Nobody had nothing to say at that time. Drake has a song talking about what he wants the girl to do to his genitals. The Weeknd has some verses in somebody else's song, I don't remember who, being very explicit. Nobody has an issue. But then a woman comes and say they want something or another to touch their dingling thing down her throat. It's raunchy. It's ratchet. It's, it's dirty. It's not ladylike. What do you mean? It just doesn't make any sense. In the WAP song, there's the intro that says there's in this house. There's in this house. I don't want to say the word because one day I want to be monetized from this video. And that song is a classic hip-hop song, a rap song. This man is calling women the H word. Nobody had an issue with that song, but I have an issue with women taking ownership of their sexuality. And it's just not it. And you know what is like terrifying to me is that it's not only men. There is women like talking badly about this song. If it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. But saying that this is a bad example for young women, I said it before, I'm gonna say it again, raise your goddamn children. Stop putting celebrities as role models for your children. If you cannot be in the house raising your children, then that's your issue. It's not Kardashian issue. It's not Cardi B's issue. It's not Beyonce's issue. Like, it's not Nicki Minaj's issue. It's not their issue. Some of these women have their own, but all of these women have their own children. They have their own children to worry about. Why should they worry about yours? You should be the parent and say, this is just a song. You shouldn't act on it. At least until you're 18. Or you're out of the house. Just be a damn parent. What the hell? And this whole conversation just brings me to the last statement, which is, music can lead to real life violence against women. I somewhat disagree, because I do know if a child doesn't have present parents and has bad influence around them, hearing these type of songs won't help. Why? Because they're mentally weak. Children are mentally weak, point period, right? Any song they will hear, they think that's how it goes. And I understand that some songs just portrayed a bad example in general. But once again, as the parent, you should be the one there and be like, this is a song. This is just a song. You should not be beating women. Like, you should be the one educating your children. Point blank, period. Like, you have no excuses. Look, my mama had 3 jobs. I was basically alone the whole day. From 8 to 10 p.m., like all day. But I was always in school, or the library, or my friend's house. I was always like a focus. I'm still a focused woman, but at the time I was a child, so I was always a very focused child in school. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew what I wanted to be in the future. And I knew that to do whatever I want to do, I needed to go to school to get my degree. So, and that's based on my parents' education. Not the media. Not the fucking media. Okay? I just cursed. This video will not be monetized. Probably will bleep it later. I won't. I don't have the time. Whatever. It's just gonna stay there. And that's just a reflection of my parents' education. And that's how it should be always. Beyonce didn't raise me. Rihanna didn't raise me. Nicki Minaj didn't raise me. They are really big influence in my life, in the sense of they are business women, and I look up to them in that way. Like, they made it. And their songs, like, their soundtracks of my life, some of them. So, but I don't know how to say. I don't know how to explain it, because yes, Rihanna had videos where she was over sexualizing Nicki Minaj, Beyonce, but I always saw that as empowerment, taking ownership of your body and your sexuality. Did it make me a little bit promiscuous? Maybe, I don't know, but I'm still here. I'm still in college. I'm nobody's baby mama. So I guess I turned out all right. But I think that mostly I turned out all right because of my parents, not because of them. You know what I mean? Even though Beyonce and Nicki Minaj had their children after their 30s. So that's a good example. Work on your career first and then build a family. You know? But even if they weren't, like I said, I grew up with Lil Wayne. He smokes all the time and always has issues with the police. I never had issues with the police. I don't smoke. Because I know better. My parents taught me better. It wasn't Lil Wayne for sure. So just raise your damn children. That's the take on this video. Raise your goddamn children. It's not up to the media to do it. And I get that parents can be very, very busy, but that's why you should be present in the early years of your kid's life. Because those base values and principles, they were taught to me very early in age. By the time my mom was having multiple jobs, I already had my mindset on what I wanted to do. Yes, I probably could have been badly influenced. You know, sometimes it can happen, but it wasn't my case. It wasn't my case. I guess that's also part of my personality, but I like to think that my parents, even though they worked a lot to give the life that I have right now, they were there enough in the early years. So by the time they weren't around, I just knew better, just to do better. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I will link my social media in the description so you guys can follow me and know when I'm posting. Also, you can subscribe and click on the bell to receive a notification every time I upload. I will try my best to do it weekly. And also give your guys' take on the commentaries. I would really like to know what you guys think about these statements, like where you guys stand. Do you guys disagree, strongly disagree, or agree? I'm really interested to know. So yeah, thank you and see you next time. Bye.